In my last video, I built that. Building this did exactly what it was supposed to do, and that's first, securing the ADS woofer spot in the back of the Honda, and it also helped me figure out some shortcomings in the fab table redesign. So since I finally made a decision on what subwoofer I'm going to use, I started building this, which, to be completely honest with you, it took me a few hours of building and filming to get to this point, and I realized I don't like it. Both of these pieces fit really well in the Honda individually, and, honestly, they fit actually pretty decent when you're putting them together. What I don't like is I don't like this back edge. I don't like these corners, and when it's in the Honda, it feels like it needs to be a little bit longer for the vision that I'm going with. And then I've got the wheel well that goes right here. So before I wasted any more time and material, I decided to stop and do a little bit of wiring. While I was in the Honda, I was trying to figure out a way to utilize this enclosure because I really like it. I came to the same struggles as I was coming through before. Where do you put the amplifier? And honestly, I just don't want some box hanging out in the back of the Honda. Whether I was building something for the Jeep or the Honda, cargo room has been very important to me. I did some renderings on Google SketchUp, and I could show you those right now, or I could just start building. I know I'm taking this project in a completely different direction, and I've always had a hard time designing something for myself, so this is just part of my process. Probably why it's taken me about 10 years to get a final design as far as the Porsche goes. I still haven't gotten one. Let's start building. Finger Saver 2000. I took a much needed compressed air shower. Any car stereo installers out there know exactly what I'm talking about. And I decided to mock up my my enclosure. So this enclosure is going to be 3/4 of a cubic foot. The ADS woofer is going to be firing straight up, and then I'm going to have a nice place for the amplifier. I'm going to cut a hole for the sub, and let's get assembling. Okay, so I cleaned up quite a bit here, and do you guys remember when I built this and I said, who knows what's going to happen with it, or it's just going to slide off to the side of the garage and never get touched again? Well, I don't know. I'll find something to do with this. Then the other screw up that I did is, you guys remember that old saying, measure something, cut something? Yeah, I don't remember it either, apparently, because it is not a 7 3/4 inch hole. A 7 1/4 inch hole for the ADS woofer. So now that I got all my pieces assembled, I got a couple pieces cut for the sides, and we're going to start assembling this thing. So this is turning out very nice. I got my glue setting up really, really well. And as far as my side panels go, I'm going to attach the side panels right like this. I ran them a little big, so when I'm done assembling this whole thing, I'll run it through a flush trim bit. So a couple things happened to this while I was running it through my router table, and I had to stop because the bearing on the top of my flush trim bit came off and it dug into the side here, which it's going to be on the back. It didn't go through all the way, and it's going to be okay. I'm not going to go crazy with it. The other thing, when I was coming around on the edge, it ripped this corner off, which once again, I'm okay with. I'm going to leave it be as far as that goes. So I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'll show you guys how this fits in the car. Now, in all honesty, I've been messing with this for about a week since I filmed the first part of this video, using my 3/4 inch roundover bit, rounding off all the corners, built a couple PVC shims to go underneath this thing, and I had to trim away this corner and this corner to get this thing to fit exactly where I want it. The other thing I did is I built these little platforms on the right side, left side, and the back here. I thought that one was loose. So I brought the enclosure in the garage to show you guys the next part. Plus, on top of it, IFC's got an A-Team marathon on. Mr. T was just on TV. Damn it. Anyway, the risers that I built, I'll show you why I built those here in a second. This corner, you can see I grinded down, and I filled in the router mistake because I had some mud mixed up. And then this one is the one that I really had to grind down, and you can see how it is. But this fits very, very well. So I started building this beauty panel out of a piece of 1/2 inch, and this piece of 1/2 inch is going to rest on the risers and going to bolt. It's going to bolt right into that spot there with some threaded inserts. There's been quite a bit of trial and error to get to this point. I had got a set of these Mobile Solution oval templates from their Black Friday sale, and when I went ahead and put this up against the sub in the first place, I said I really liked it, but I needed it bigger. So I grabbed an oversized bearing with a flush trim bit, made it a couple sizes bigger, and that's how I got this shape. And then when I went ahead and made this shape, I doubled it up with a couple pieces of 1/2 inch, used a 22-degree chamfer to get this piece. This piece fits real nice in the top of my beauty panel, and it's been compensated for two pieces of vinyl. The router walked a little bit, so I had to fill in here. That's why I was able to fill in here. And then when I did this, I realized I needed to do something a little bit more finished on the sub side of things. So I made this, and that is a piece of acrylic. It's a 1/4 inch piece, and does a real nice job hiding the screws, showcasing the ADS woofer, and then this goes right back on here. We'll bolt into the top risers, and then this guy will go in here. And this is where I can use some help, because I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and paint this or frost it. I don't know. I may even take an oversized flush trim bit and just do a rough edge around, vinyl the bottom, call it a day. Not 100% sure. Haven't fully decided yet. Open to suggestions, so let me know what you guys think. The amplifier, I was able to utilize that plastic stuff I still can't remember the name of that I got at Menards to mount the amplifier right in front of the sub enclosure. This is a scrap piece of 1/2 inch. And so what I'm going to plan on doing is build another beauty panel to go around this way. I'm going to round this corner and probably do a little kind of thing. And that is what I'm going to be doing in my next video. The other thing is, when I add another piece of 1/2 inch to the top of this, it is going to match up to my existing floor in the Honda. And once again, I'll probably go ahead and do a round over with a swoop or a thing or something, or, I don't know yet. But that's the new direction. Mr. T and Hannibal are helping some farmers, I think. I don't know. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Mr. T and the rest of the A-Team love this new sub enclosure, so hopefully you guys do too. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and stay tuned for part 2. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.